So I did a little shuffling, moved the big old heavy ass iron stove, and that's like 100 and I was kind of was 110, 120 years old. And those they know how to make those things heavy. So it's still working wood stove. If I plumbed it in instead of having the mini split, I'd probably be able to cook on it in here. But not doing that. Not going to cook in the office right now. It's a decorative piece unless I ever need it. Had to move that out, make a little space for some other things, and then was able to block these windows a little more because if you remember before, I had this halo around my head when I was talking. So today is the 29th of August of 2025. It is all coming down to the end of the month right now, last day for us to knock some things out. And it was a bitch. One of the toughest frickin' months we've had. Everything seemed to be a problem all the way through. And there's so many hands that touch in our assembly line. And just my team worked their guts out. So just so you guys know, anybody who's doing deals with us right now, the team has been slugging it out freaking hard. I appreciate them. It's not been an easy one this month. I don't know what it is in the air, but something funky we're all dealing with. So let's get into the market because, yeah, I want you guys to kind of see what's happening out here. Now, I'm not even looking at news. I haven't even looked at news yet because unfortunately I got to just hit it. Jumped up this morning. I woke up at 3 a.m. Eyes popped open, and I started, doing a little cleaning in my cabin next door, up in the loft. Just something was kind of bugging me, and it's like I haven't cleaned these floors in a while. I swept them, but yeah, you can see that film of dust. So I did what my mom did when I was a kid. I would wake up in my room on the opposite side of the room. She'd come and move my bed and just clean the whole dang thing. She get on a thing and just do it. And I found myself doing that last night. So moved everything around, mopped that whole hardwood up there, got the Myers out and just mopped all that up, cleaned everything. Just, got one of those moods. Came down, got in the same cleaning mood over the entire base part of the cabin, swept, mopped everything, then did my reading, my workout, of course, prayers, then reading, then workout, and breakfast, and now here I am. So, and I had a call already reviewing appraisals. Now, if you're one who's looking at these BRRRR deals, the buy, rehab, rent, refinance, repeat. If you're looking at those, and somebody sends you a preliminary appraisal, they did a drive-by on it. Call me. We need to take a look at it in advance. Know what that's supposed to look like. Sometimes when you're talking about appraisers doing a drive-by, there may be some errors in what they're doing because they're going off of data that they may not have really walked the property and they're spitballing to something because it's a proposed thing. Let's talk it through. Let's analyze it. I just got doing one of those analyzation calls with somebody, went through it deeply on Zoom. Let's do that together. If you ever look at doing one of those BRRRRs, call me. Do not talk to anybody else and close on that deal at all. Call me and then we'll close on the deal. I want to at least give you some data to look at. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to be perfect. Doesn't mean I'm going to stop anything from ever happened bad. But those are great, phenomenal deals. I'll show you the difference as to why that might be better than turnkey on that scenario, but then also what to look for, to be aware of before you go into it. Because we've seen some situations go south in some areas. There's parts of the country that have just really gotten just hammered by not knowing what they're looking at. So call me about that. Now let's look at the market. When you see what's happening out there, see what has been occurring because price action doesn't lie. So here's where we are. We've seen all of this movement, right? There was that day with the data issue, went hammering right up, broke out of this block, worked its way back into the block. And, then you have Jerome Powell with his comments, went hammering back up. Look what happened yesterday. It climbed into the QE block, the quantitative easing block, but then it comes right back out because it does that every single time. Let's zoom back here so you can see. Look, at every time it breaks that, it comes back. When it breaks it, it broke it further, back over here. It broke it further. It went all the way up, but it got up just barely above the end of that day's trading for the first day of the announcement of quantitative easing and pulled right back. And other times it hit it, pulled in, pulled back, pulled in, pulled back. That's just what it does. Same thing here. Got up in there, pulled back. This goes back a couple of years, guys. This is way back into January of 2023. So we're almost 3 years of this, of what we're seeing here. So when we hit January 2026, which is coming up soon. There'll be 3 years of that. This has proven to be one strong freaking ceiling of resistance. The QE block is what I'm calling it. Nobody else is calling it that because nobody looks at it, nobody talks about it. This is the value of the security. The moment they announce quantitative easing, this is the value of the security, the end of the day of trading, the day they announced quantitative easing. Everything before that was the value of the security before it was discussed that they were going to do quantitative easing, which was Ben Bernanke and Hank Paulson saying, we're going to take money from the U.S. Treasury, create it, print it out of thin air, and invest it into these pools. Bury a lot of money in here to bring the rates down. Rates are derived by supply and demand. As the supply goes up, that's what's doing here. The supply is going up. The rates go down. As the supply goes down, see where they're selling off, all this going downward, the rates go up. Right now, the supply has been going up, but it's stopped here. And it tends to stop there. It only hangs here for a while. And that's what we've noticed. Every time it gets there, it only hangs there for a while, and it gets rejected. When it gets rejected pretty freaking hard every time. So that being the case, I don't know if it'll reject that hard because there's a lot of things at work right now when it comes to the geopolitical climate, all the stuff we're looking at. So it's hard to say where we're going to land. But just know this is our typical rejection point. Can it blow past that? Sure. But we have this window up here. And then the ultimate untested is the day they started quantitative easing. That's right here. The value of the security of the day they started quantitative easing. It's PAR 02. So I'm not sure where this is all going to land, but I wanted you guys to see where we're at, that we did hit it. It's been rejected off of it. It was red this morning when I looked at it. Now it's at green because it opened below that line, pushing up against it, but it's acting as a ceiling. We'll see how it trades out the rest of the day. Hard to say, but it's following pattern. That's all I can tell you. It's following pattern. Appreciate you guys. We'll talk on Tuesday.